ang pinaka-kinrave ko talaga at na-miss ko, small talk. I love small talk.
Oh my gosh, sobrang magkaiba talaga tayo.
Ayaw mo nun?
I'm so awkward with small talks. Parang, hi, how's the weather? How are you feeling today? Parang yung mga ganon. Grabe.
Okay. Good morning. So for those of you na nag-wonder, anyway, so background story, we had to reshoot this kasi kagulo this morning. Nire-shoot namin ang aming intro.
Life happens lang.
But we power through. We power through.
Always powering through.
So for today, the powering through people are going to talk about being an extrovert and an introvert, and ito yung main difference namin, because Rizza and I, as you guys know, we have a lot of similarities productivity-wise, self-development, pero ang isa confidence, pero ang kaisa-isa, I think, so far, na opposites talaga sa amin. I'm an extrovert. And
I am an introvert. Solid.
So
today we will talk more about that. Yung kung paano ba kami, how do we cope? Paano ba namin nalaman kung paano kami naging introvert and extrovert? So let's talk more about that, madam. So obviously extrovert ka, but
obviously,
but let us know. Can you walk us through the journey? Paano mo nalaman na extrovert ka?
Kasi yung for me, actually, I had to rediscover it for myself. Kasi there was a point in my life na I was convinced I was an introvert. Na convinced talaga ako na parang, baka hindi ko naman talaga to crowd, ganyan. Kasi, yung nung college ako, I was sticking to just one person. You know how it is. Pero once I started really exploring who I am and doing things my way, na-realize ko na sobrang enjoy ko naman pala being around people. And in fact, sobrang, it gives me energy. I feel the most alive when I'm in a group. I get to share stories, listen to stories. And alam mo ba, ng pandemic, ito talaga currently, hanggang ngayon din naman. Pero yun, ang pinaka-kinrave ko talaga at na-miss ko, small talk. I love small talk.
Oh my gosh, sobrang magkaiba talaga tayo.
Ayaw mo nun?
I'm so awkward with small talks. Parang, hi, how's the weather? How are you feeling today? Parang yung mga ganon. Grabe. So, in line with that kwento, yun nga. Ako naman, functioning introvert ako. So, I am an INFJ. So, solid introvert talaga ako. But, I really genuinely like talking to people in the moment. So, for example, my meeting or this Camp Confidence recording, I genuinely like talking to people. But then, ang thing sa akin is I just need to recuperate. So, I need to rest after this. So, every Wednesday, Camp Confidence recording, wala akong ibang agenda niyan. It's just Camp Confidence recording. Kasi for me, yung socializing kasi for me, it takes so much of my energy. Again, energy management. Ayan. So, alam ko na may exhaust lahat ng energy ko for the recording. So, kinoconserve ko yan. Para then, kinabukasan, I can still function. Again, there's nothing wrong in being an introvert. It doesn't make us less of a person. Pero, sa akin lang is in-embrace ko talaga siya. I made it work for me. Ayun nga, again, I hated small talk. Alam mo ba na meron akong template ng set of questions na I need to ask a person. Mga ganong
Pagka
level.
to, like one-on-one meeting, ganon?
Kasi dati, yun nga, sobrang awkward ko. Pero ngayon na medyo marunong na akong mag-network, marunong na akong makipag-usap sa tao dahil nga I was generally very, very shy. Ngayon na mas marami na akong nakakausap, parang medyo okay na ako dun. Pero nung araw, if I look back, meron talagang mga set of questions na nililista ko before ko i-meet tong taong to.
So for example?
Anxious ako. Kunwari, college event, ganyan. Anong course mo, mga ganyan. Anong course mo, anong hobby. Sa bagay kasi ako, konti lang din yung na-date ko. So, parang, yun, yung tipong
Oh,
ganong
you
small
mean
talk.
when
Yung-
dating, ganon, meeting somebody new?
Yes, somebody new. But also with friends, kapag, kunwari, networking event, ganyan, sobrang awkward ko talaga. I'm such a shy person. Kasi I'd rather be alone at home kesa mag-bar or party. Ganyan, hate ko talaga. Although, parang nai-imagine ko pa lang yung pawis ng ibang tao tas didikit sa akin. Ang arte ko!
Ang arte mo talaga. Ang arte mo talaga.
Pero yung totoo talaga, yung underlying reason talaga nun is strict ang parents ko. Hindi ako na aalaw lumabas.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Ako, grabe, lahat ng sinabi mo is like the complete opposite for me. When I would go, nung single pa ako, whenever I would go on dates, as in, I end up being friends with them kahit na halimbawa hindi na, like hindi kami nag-work out or hindi ko sila type or whatever. As in, I remember there was one date I went to, tapos parang hindi ko siya masyado feel. Pero sabi ko, okay, it's still a person. I still love getting to know people. So, I ended up doing like a consultancy for his startup. So sobrang nakakatawa kasi like I did like the copywriting for his website, ganyan. As in, it started out as a date, but then it evolved into like, oh yeah, so how can I help you with your job? Tapos ayun. Wala lang. It's just so fun na parang I get to find opportunities. And yun nga, meeting people. Ewan ko, madam, sobrang enjoy it talaga. Na-miss ko na talaga. Hindi ako makastop magsalita.
Ako din, na-miss ko din siya. Pero ayun nga, the thing with me naman is if I get to know the person and I started to get comfortable with you, yan na. Dadaldal na ako, magiging deep na ang conversations, ganyan.
My gosh, balikan kaya natin yung mga first episodes ng Camp Confidence together.
Awkward ko talaga. I swear. Alam nyo ba, meron akong script word for Camp Confidence.
Totoo ba?
Oo, word for word talaga.
Before?
Kinakopy. Nahihiya ako sa'yo nun kasi ikaw bullet points. Tapos parang ako, yung script ko, inaano ko siya, make a copy ng Google Doc. Kasi as in word for word talaga, binabasa ko siya. I swear.
Ngayon ko lang yun nalaman.
Talaga.
Kailan ka Kailan ka
Diba?
parang nag-evolve? Na ready ka na to go?
Siguro mga 5th episode na.
Pack. Okay, good.
Diba? Practice is key.
Practice is key talaga. And yun naman, it doesn't mean na if you're an introvert, you're not good at socializing. It just means na you deal with it differently. Ayarn. So, anong pros naman? Like, I remember before we recorded this, sabi ni Madam, ginugoogle niya yung what are the pros of being an introvert?
Pros of being an introvert. Ganyan.
So, anong nalaman mo, Madam?
Ako, ang pros na nalista ko is number 1 na I also realized na I'm a really good listener. When people share stuff, when people, alam mo yun, parang mas vulnerable sila with me. I'm not sure what's happening, pero kasi for some reason, people really open up to me na kahit minsan hindi ko siya close, tapos biglang, ang sweet naman, nag-open up ka sa akin. I don't know what's in me, pero ganun talaga. Parang, I'm confident that I am a good listener. Na yun nga, number 2, people tend to open up to me. Na to the point na I know na nakakatulong ako kasi kapag may ini-air silang concerns or may ini-air silang problems ganyan. Kasi 'di ba minsan tayo di naman natin gusto ng tao na gustong mag-solve ng problem natin. Gusto lang nila na mapakinggan tayo.
Oo.
Yeah. That's yun yung siguro number 1, I'm a good listener. And siguro ako as a person, mas independent ako. I know how to self-soothe. Kinikwento ko kanina. Kasi 'di ba with babies, merong term about self-soothing na tipong pag umiiyak sila, merong self-soothing technique na hahayaan lang silang umiyak and then the parents let them iyak. Let them cry hanggang tumigil sila. So ako as a person, I think ganun ako. Na just in case I experience something wrong, ang tendency ko is I process it myself muna before saying it to people, before sharing it to people. Very ganun kami ni Josh. Alam mo ba na introvert din si Josh, by the way?
Hindi halata.
Nakalimutan ko na yung Actually, very functioning din siya. Hindi ko na maalala yung MBTI personality niya, pero alam kong I yung umpisa. So, it's introvert. Tipong, okay lang na hindi kami mag-usap buong araw. Well, anyway, side kwento yun. Going back to the pros, yun nga, I can self-soothe. Tipong, I can figure it out myself first. I tend to process my emotions first before sharing it to everyone.
That's really good.
Tipong, ang tendency ko is, i-share ko siya pag tapos na. Pag na-sort out ko na siya, kapag tapos na yung problema.
Is that a good thing, madam?
I'm not sure. I'm also not sure. It could be a double-edged sword.
It is.
Na tipong, kapag hindi mo kaya, kapag hindi ka mentally strong to process everything, it could break you.
Mm-hmm.
Pero at the same time, parang feeling ko ganun ako nagpa-process talaga.
Mm-mm.
Ganun talaga ako nagpa-process.
Okay.
How
Yeah,
about
tsaka
you?
if it works for you, diba? Ganun talaga.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
For
Tsaka
me,
I'm very mindful with what I say. Parang kahit kapag galit na galit ako, hindi ko kayang magsalita, hindi ko kayang sumigaw. As in parang iiyak na lang muna ako before kita kausapin. Kasi ayokong may masabing hindi ko gusto na pagsisisihan ko in the future. Ganon.
that's nice.
Pro
Na
ba
parang,
yun?
oo naman. It's definitely a pro. Pero I wonder if that's an exclusive thing to introverts or if it's more apparent to introverts.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But maybe, parang the tendency to, parang instead of, defaulting
Blurting out.
to going to another person. Like, if you default internally, then it's easier. Parang mas natural to process it by yourself first and take time as opposed to blurt out agad, sabihin agad. Which which definitely is a pro. For me naman, yung akin, well, I love kasi connecting talaga with people. And nakakatawa kasi somebody asked me before, like, oh my gosh, you follow 2,000 people on, almost 2,000 people. I follow almost 2,000 people on Instagram. Like, do you know every one of them? Sabi ko, well, yeah, most of them I do know. And if I don't know them, I've interacted with them at least on social media, which I think to me is still good enough na parang, I don't really care about the ratio, ganyan. Kasi there's so much fulfillment for me na getting to know people and learning about their stories and just like complimenting. Ewan ko, sobrang kukuha ko talaga yung energy ko doon na I remember for me when I was in Spain, tapos may time nung December kasi nagkasakit ako, as in for Christmas nagkasakit ako. I was spending time, I spent Christmas in Paris with my Spain friends. So apat kami. Bongga, diba? Who is she? Yeah. Kasi yung sa Spain, apat kami na barkada. So kaming four, parang kami yung family ng isa't isa. We're all Filipinos. So we spent Christmas in Paris. Yung lamig. Tapos tinrangkaso ako. So umuwi ako, pinauna ko na sila, nag-Belgium pa sila, ako umuwi na ako sa Madrid. Tapos pagdating ko sa Madrid, walang tao. Tapos may trangkaso ako. Tapos I was trying to call my mom kasi ang layo, diba, sa Pilipinas. Tapos sabi ko talaga, shucks, di ko kaya nang walang tao. Imagine na wala lang sila madam ng parang 5 days.
Oo. Ay, 5 days din yun
Yeah. Parang, to me, it's like, wait, where are people? It's different kasi when you're traveling. Kasi when I travel, I meet ibang tao sa hostels, ganyan. I can make friends. Pero nung nagkasakit ako, tas nandun lang ako sa bahay, sabi ko, oh my gosh, di ko kaya. I can't even imagine.
Ang saya ko kapag mag-isa lang ako sa bahay.
Ako masaya ako
siguro
one day.
Siguro it's a different thing pag,
masaya ako one day. 1 day, 2 days. Tapos after nun, kailangan ko na ng friends. Even somebody as like, doesn't have to be like a long talk. Gusto ko lang talaga may tao. Halimbawa, cashier. Ganyan. Hi, how are you? I live for those interactions. Like parang, saan mo niya nabili, madam? I just love it so much. Tapos pa,
Ako naman, nape-pressure ako, madam, sa mga ganon. Parang kunwari, tatanungin mo ako. Tapos i-overthink ko na, ano ba yung sunod kong tatanong sa kanya? Baka mamaya isipin niya ang suplada ko. Ganon.
Shucks. Ako pala yung feeling ko ako yung nightmare ng mga ayaw makipag-usap. Kasi I will talk to you. I will talk to you. I don't care. Alam mo ba?
Oh my God.
Madam, when I was in college, nung first year ko, I joined a pageant. Tapos sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako. Because you know what award I got? Hulaan mo.
Ano?
Hulaan mo.
Miss Congeniality.
Yes, I was Miss Congeniality. Tapos sabi ko talaga, this is the best moment of my life. The people yung mga kasama ko sa pageant, they voted for me as Miss Friendship. Sabi ko talaga, yes, this is it. Ito talaga ako.
I love it. I live for this.
I live for this. Thank you. Like, go. Give nyo na yung Miss Seafad sa iba. Okay lang ako. Basta ako si Miss Congeniality, I can live with myself.
Ako talaga, parang feeling ko healing ng mga tao siguro ang suplada ko. Kasi kung hindi kita kung hindi mo ako kakausapin, hindi kita kakausapin.
I didn't get that vibe from you naman.
Talaga. Yay, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. Kasi yun nga, madalas ang unang tingin sa akin is you smile but you're kind of intimidating. Ganon.
Baka kasi mukha ka rin kasing mayaman, madam.
Hoy, hindi ako mayaman in the first place at hindi rin ako mukhang mayaman.
That's what mayaman people say.
What?
Anyway, so going to, I guess, the cons naman. Like, I think ito yung, yung misconception. Kasi hindi ko gets doon sa mga news articles. They act as if being an extrovert is 100% a good thing and being an introvert is 100% a bad thing. When it's not really. Like,
actually,
they have pros and cons. Diba, kailan ka pa nakakita ng 5 ways, like an article that says, 5 ways an extrovert can be more introverted. Like, nobody says that. Diba weird? Pero they would say like...
Oo nga, no? The other way around.
The other way around. So, may cons din, guys, ang pagiging extrovert.
Yes, true. Ako, ang unang con siguro niyan for me, nung hindi pa talaga ako, as in solid introvert pa, hindi pa ako functioning. I used to struggle a lot with networking. Lalo kapag mag-isa lang ako. Tipong kunwari, you put me in a crowd, I will just be in the corner. Yun nga, again, kakausapin kita kung kakausapin mo ako. Because I was too shy. Maybe because I wasn't also that confident way back then na alam mo yun, nai-intimidate ako na ang yayaman nitong mga to, kaya ang gaganda nitong mga to in a room, nung hindi ko pa na-realize sa utak ko na tao lang din naman tong mga to, we have the same problems, etc. Pero yun nga, number one, I used to struggle with networking. Honestly, medyo mas naging confident lang ako nung nag-work na ako sa hospitality industry kasi I was really forced to smile. I was really forced to ask people na, hey, how's your experience? Is this okay?
That's so
because
nice.
I worked as a guest relations sa so lahat ng VIPs, lahat ng mga mukhang mayaman, yan yung kausap ko na ang trabaho ko is to make sure they feel appreciated and special. So, as an introvert, I was kind of forced to be an extrovert or to function as an introvert kasi trabaho ko yun. Ganon. So, yun nga, dun siguro nag-turn yung confidence ko. And then, si Josh kasi, yun nga, isang sample din siya, isang study siya as a functioning introvert. Kasi, yun nga, mas gusto naming sa bahay. Pero once he networks, as in talaga yung koda niya, yung daldal niya, as in siya yung only daldal. Tapos I tend to always bring him kasi kapag sa networking, parang siya yung, okay, chika. Tapos ako lang yung taga-tawa, yung taga-nod.
Oh my gosh.
Sa gilid. Ganon. Tapos parang natutuwa ako nun kasi, oh my gosh, yes, I don't need to exert a lot of energy for this conversation. Ganon.
Is is functioning introvert like a technical term or?
I'm not so sure. It's just a made-up term.
Okay.
Siguro, I think kaya ko siya sinasabing high functioning kasi I was able to live with being an introvert na I can still do the normal things na, alam mo yun, taken, kumbaga, into my advantage. Tipong, yes, I can network now, or I'm starting to get comfortable with conversations, na I'm not too awkward anymore. Kumbaga, napapractice din siya.
Before
kung gusto mo
ba,
siyang i-practice,
before, did you think na it hindered you from socializing?
I think so. Kasi I used to tell myself na bakit ba sobrang nahihiya ka? Kakainin ka ba niyan? Aawayin ka ba niyan? Na to the point na it hinders opportunities. Na tipong, kasi di ba when you network, parang you get to know people well, you get to know people more, tapos it expands your horizons, it expands your network. But if you're just in the corner, hindi ka magsasalita, kumbaga, hindi mo makikilala yung ibang tao at hindi ka rin makikilala ng ibang tao in return. So how can I, lalo na ngayon with social media, how can I tell people about my advocacies if I don't open up, if I don't tell them, if I continue to sulk sa corner, ganon. So yun siguro, may mga missed opportunities lang ako before dahil I was too shy to talk to people. Yun lang.
I was Googling it, tas sabi, parang you can say na parang high functioning kasi parang in comparison to your baseline na you went beyond what you used to do. So parang ganon.
Oo. Ganon talaga. Now, I can, before the pandemic, I can network. Pinractice ko din to, madam. Parang sabi ko na I signed up to an event na wala akong ibang kasama. Tapos, I was forced to network with other people. Kasi, dahil ginusto ko siyang i-practice. Sabi ko, if I'll get to be a CEO, if I get to be a businesswoman that I want to be, I need to, learn how to network, to talk to people, ganyan.
To be fair, yung ganyan, it's also still uncomfortable. Mahirap talaga siya, like networking, meeting strangers. It's also still hard even for people who naturally gravitate to, to socializing. Ako, parang, it's natural for me, but it's still hard. It's never completely easy. Pero I guess I just have an easier time adjusting.
Ano yung mga mahirap na parts? Being curious din ako.
Ako completely opposite na parang toning down. I'm worried I come off as too much because I tend to overshare. I tend to be feeling close agad-agad. Alam mo yun? Kasi hindi ko din naman matansya eh. If it's somebody na comfortable din with socializing, then okay lang. Pero if it's somebody who is a little more apprehensive, sharing about themselves, then nag-worry ako na, baka masyado naman akong invasive pala. So that's also something that I'm trying to be more aware of, na parang bago ako mag-all out sa aking pagiging extrovert, basahin ko muna kung sino ba tong kausap ko. Are they even welcoming this, from me, this conversation from me? Kasi yun din, parang...
In fairness naman, I've never felt that with you.
Talaga?
Hindi ko naisip. Di ko naman na-feel yun, in fairness.
I've gotten that feedback though. Like wait, may kwento ako. There was one time I went to a party with my friend. Tapos it was his cast party because he's an actor. Tapos sumama ako as a best friend. Sumama lang ako, ganyan. Tapos being an extrovert, I was like talking to so many people. I was laughing. I was having fun. And then, like, a couple of weeks later, they had a beach trip. And then my friend invited me. Sinama niya ako sa group chat. And then a girl says, cancel na lang natin ang ingay eh. Tapos parang ako, oh my gosh, she was talking about me. So they removed me from the group. Kasi parang closed group nila.
That's so mean.
Super mean. Tapos parang turns out, na-off siya sa akin because I was very, friendly nga daw. Tapos even sa TikTok, I was seeing hindi naman specifically about me, but then I would see videos about parang nasa-sketchyhan daw sila sa mga super friendly people. Tapos parang ako, but I'm just, ganun lang talaga ako. As in, that's just who I am. So, I guess I'm trying to be a little more self-aware para Pero at the end of the day, I can't really control what people
Ganun
think
pala
eh.
yun, no?
Weird, no? Ewan
Yeah.
ko. Baka may experience
Ako
lang
kasi
sila
I
in the
also
past na
used
not so
to-
good.
Yeah. I also used to admire yung energy. Paano kayo nagkaka-energy na ganyan? Alam niyo ba, si Madam Ayn, as in talaga in person, kapag kasama mo siya, as in talagang parang super up din yung energy ko. Na yes, we can do everything that we want to do in life. Ganun.
Sa mga shoots,
Kasi
diba?
di talaga siya nauubusan ng energy, hindi siya nauubusan ng jokes, ganyan.
Yeah.
Ay, nako, grabe ha. Paano ba maging ganyan?
Hindi mo naman kailangan maging ganun, madam. Like, you thrive in your own way.
Yes, I thrive. I thrive in my own
Ako
ways.
kasi ano talaga, for me, as in,
Ano pa?
nakaka-up ng self-esteem rin. Like, if I can be the Ayin that I want to be in a group, ganyan, in a group setting, if I can, I gusto ko maging life of the party. Like, I want everyone to be like, happy ka ba? Happy ka ba? As a people pleaser.
Oo. Ako, actually, yun din naman yung napansin ko din for me na, kunwari, di ba, introvert ako. If I see a person na mas introvert sa akin, I would reach out. I would make sure, siguro it's the hospitality in me, it's the hotelier in me that I'll make everyone feel included and I'll make everyone feel special, ganun. So, kapag kunwari merong may mas awkward sa akin, ako na mag-reach out, kakausapin ko na siya, hi, are you okay? Ayun na yung small talk. Ay, parang I genuinely wanna do that naman, pero parang I wanna feel them included in a group. Yun din.
Yeah. May nakita akong meme before, tapos naalala ko lang kasi I sent this to all my introverted friends. Sabi doon, parang, how do introverts make friends? An extrovert sees them and adopts them.
Actually, ganun. Totoo. Di ba nga, kinikwento ko sa'yo, I have such a very small circle. I have such a small circle of friends na minsan nga yung dati, nung hindi pa tayo super close, ang close circle ko is yung barkada din ni Josh.
Ah, talaga?
Kasi tamad talaga ako lumabas ng bahay. Parang, if we can talk on Messenger, if we can just text, okay lang, Kebs. Mas gusto ko yun. Don't ask me out sa bar, inom. Nung normal pa yung mundo.
Nakakatawa. If you guys can see her facial expression, kung nasa YouTube
On
kayo.
YouTube.
Nakakatawa, guys. Sobrang cringe na cringe siya sa thought na pupunta siya sa bar. Nakakaloka. That's all I did before.
Yung parang pupunta ka pa ng Makati, alam mo yun, makikipag-brush shoulders ka sa mga pawis.
Madam, you say that like it's a bad thing. It's so fun.
I don't know. I think I just need to have more fun.
Pero okay lang kung hindi talaga.
Kailangan mo akong isama sa mga ganyan, madam.
Pero feeling ko
Baka naman napapractice din yun. Napapractice din yun, baka.
Feel ko, madam, honestly, like, I look back dun sa mga days pre-pandemic na I would go out. Parang it's hard rin. If hindi mo talaga siya trip, hindi mo talaga siya trip. But
Talaga.
you can do other stuff naman that's fun. Like, you can join me while climbing, ganyan. Feeling ko kasi, mas,
Yes, yan. Gusto ko yan.
parang just putting myself in your shoes, I feel like you'd enjoy something more if my activity, if my ginagawa,
Yes.
if it takes away from the parang discomfort na kailangan mo makipag-usap ngayon. Kasi ganun sa nightlife. It's like,
Tsaka kasi yung tipong mag-e-effort akong sumigaw para marinig mo ako. Please.
Kaya horror.
Pakikipag-usap ko pa nga. Kaya horror. Yung pakikipag-usap ko pa nga lang struggle na sa akin. Yung sisigaw pa ako habang nakikipag-usap.
nakakapagod.
Too much.
Ay, oh my gosh, namimiss ko na tuloy yung
This is so
going
interesting.
out. Ibang-iba
This is so
talaga tayo
interesting.
dyan. So ito
Sobra,
naman,
sobra.
socializing and making friends. How do we that? How do we that? How do we do that? Anong tips mo to fellow introverts?
Ako ano ba? Actually, naiisip ko nga na nagkaka-friends ako. Mas deeper. Tama Tama ba yun? Minsan, mas may mga nagiging close talaga ako over social media. Yung tipong magka-message lang kami, tapos biglang, sobrang close na natin. Ito si Ayn, nakilala ko lang siya online. Tapos biglang, hello, one of my closest friends, best friends, diba? Tapos, ako, kapag alam kong introvert din yung isang tao, if you socialize, like for example, I have this friend, Sophia, introvert din siya. Tapos, since very close na kami, kunwari, we go out safely nung araw, sinasabi namin for example, as in G kami makapag-usap, very high energy for 3 hours ng conversation. Tapos biglang tatahimik na lang kami, tapos sasabihin namin sa isa't isa, tara, uwi na tayo, ubos na social energy ko. Ganon. Talagang we're very transparent. Lalo kapag introvert to introvert, parang gets ko na agad kapag tumatahimik na siya, or inom ng tubig, ganon. Pagod na ako, please, uwi na tayo.
Oh my gosh. Yung palang mga cues, I will take note para when I go out with my introverted friends, gets ko na pagka hindi na kaya, pag uwian time na.
Don't worry, kapag tayong dalawa, sasabihin ko naman, dahil close tayo, sasabihin ko, madam, pagod na ako, tara na.
Social battery down, let's go.
1%.
Kung madam ako, kung ganyan, aabutin ako 5 a.m. Kaya ko.
Talaga?
Oo, as in.
Kung ubusan ba ng social energy ang labanan?
Yeah. Until maubos yung physical energy ko, I can go.
Tsaka yun nga, ako din, again, I have a very small circle. I'm very mindful of the people na I share my life with. Yung tipong, kasi nakikita lang ng mga tao yung surface ko on social media. Pero maraming kaganapan inside me. Tapos, as in, yung very small circle lang talaga yung nakakaalam nun. Like, I can be a vulnerable businesswoman, yung mga yung mga hinaing ko minsan. Hindi ko naman pwedeng sabihin sa social media yun. Yeah. Minsan, kaming dalawa lang ni Madam, magka-FaceTime kami. Madam, gano'n, iyakan. Breakdown o'clock. So, yun, I guess. I have such a small circle. Ganon ako makapag-socialize.
Yeah, and it works for you naman. It works for you.
It really works for me.
For me, ito, mga tips ko sa inyo, kung na-awkward kayo sa, like, how would I say this? Like, making friends. Kasi ako, I'm the type to really travel a lot, and I solo travel. And when I solo travel, I meet a lot of new people, lalo na hostels, kasi solo travelers din sila. So, to me, ito yung mga ko. So, number 1, compliment them. If you want to start a conversation with anyone, notice something nice about them and tell them. Kasi, like, siguro 99% of the time, they would appreciate it. And, either it will lead to a conversation or you made somebody's day.
Right.
And that to me is good enough. Number 2 is to offer help na, halimbawa may nakita akong person trying to take a photo. Tapos parang ako, hey, do you want me to take your photo? So, mag-offer ako. Tapos after nun, I love this photo, blah, blah, blah. Tapos dadaldal na ako. Tapos,
ako yan, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Tapos, ano pa ba? I love looking for mutuals just so I can find something to talk about. Parang, how do you know? Ganyan. Ayun, yun yung mga ginagawa ko. Kasi, to me, I think the hardest part is starting a conversation. I remember when I was younger, kahit na I was always craving interaction, pero nahihiya pa rin ako in the beginning. Kasi syempre parang baka ayaw nila, ganyan. Kahit na extroverted ako in the sense na I want to talk to people, even if it's weird, even if it's ganyan. Pero at the same time, meron pa rin akong, my lack of confidence still hindered me from starting those relationships. So, ngayon, over time, parang nakolate ko na. Yun talaga yung ginagawa ko. Like, I always start with a compliment, offer help, you listen, you ask good questions. And it's easy, I think, that way. Parang, if wala kang maisip na pag-uusapan, guys, tanong lang kayo ng tanong.
True. Actually, very totoo yun. Kasi, I realize na now na I know how to network, parang yun nga talaga. That's what works. Tapos mag-flow na yung conversation into, ask them about their expertise. Tapos parang, alam mo yun, parang genuinely want to learn from them. Ganyan.
Yeah. Paano pagka hindi nyo alam yung name? Anong sasabihin nyo? Here's the trick, you guys.
Oh my God.
Hindi nyo alam yung pangalan. Sabihin nyo lang, number one, you can be honest. Like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. What's your name again? Kung medyo natagalan na, tanong mo, hey, what's your Instagram? Para itatype nila yung pangalan.
Paano pag hindi? Paano pag hindi pangalan?
Hindi, pag hindi pangalan, sabi, you can ask na parang, oh, halimbawa, ang username is Rizza
Are
Lana.
you friends on Facebook, Char?
Hindi, sabihin mo, pagka halimbawa Rizza Lana yung username, pero hindi Rizza yung pangalan. Sabi niya, wait, is your name Rizza? Is this correct? Tapos sasabihin niya, either correct or maybe the correct, Oh, how do you spell that? Ganyan. Kasi another thing for me, I struggle with names. Kasi sometimes, I'm so into the conversation na yung name lumagpas na lang. Parang, ay, shucks, ano nga yung pangalan niya? So, ayun, yung ginagawa ko. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, alam mo ba, madam, meron akong listahan ng mga in my Google Keep. I have names and kung saan ko sila nakilala. I swear. Lalo nung nagbabazar ako.
Talaga?
Kasi, di ba, kapag bazaar, so you also tend to meet umiikot-ikot din ako tinitingnan ko kung sino, tinatry ko i-meet yung owners and me practicing my networking skills. So, hi, I'm Rizza, I'm the owner, blah, blah, blah. Tapos parang, yun na, chika-chika. Tapos, every time na mamimit ko sila, ililista ko sa Google Keep. Like, for example, Ayn Bernos, Morena the label. Para, the next time na mamimit ko sila sa bazaars, ganyan, magre-review ako, madam, before ako pumunta ng bazaar. So, si Ayn Bernos, Morena the label. Kakamustahin ko siya about her products, ganyan.
That's actually a really good tip.
May pag-practice.
Oo, lalo na kung career. I have a friend na, she's a beauty editor in the States. Tapos kasi sobrang daming event. So she has an Excel file of yung name, ano yung nire-represent niyang brand or saan sila nag-meet, and then last time they met. Ganun, she has a Google sheet. Tapos it's really good actually kasi business and career, it's all about relationships. And kung walang Instagram,
totoo yan.
Kasi ngayon meron tayong Instagram madali na lang siya alalahanan. Ay, kilala ko to. Ito yung username niya. Parang it's easy to recall.
Yes.
Pero before,
Right.
diba, you need to find ways to remember people.
Dati nga calling card pa eh. I take photos of these calling cards tapos I associate their face sa ganito.
Ang galing.
Kasi yung last conversation namin. Ganun. Lahat yan nasa Google Keep.
Ang saya. Yun ang solusyon. Okay, yes. Madam, let's say hi to our friends. Speaking of friends.
So speaking of friends and social media, we would want to say hi and big thanks to the guys from Kumu. So if you don't know Kumu yet, Kumu is a Pinoy live streaming app where you can connect or tambay with Filipino streamers and celebrities.
Yes. So speaking of socializing, diba? If you guys are craving that interaction once again, pag nami-miss nyo yung may kausap kayo, to me talaga live streaming has been such a, like a godsend during this pandemic na it feels so real now. You get to hang out with people in real time, especially people you just watch them sa mga videos, pero now you get to talk to them sa live stream. And it's very, very personal talaga. I love meeting people sa live streaming, especially on Kumu. Ang daming Pinoy streamers, iba-ibang talent, iba-ibang personalities. Ayan. Nakakatuwa rin. Ang daming
it's also
shows.
something na yung live streaming is also one of the things that I used to dread. I used to get scared of. Pero sabi ko hindi. It's a practice for my public speaking, alam mo yun, engaging with people, networking, ganyan. So,
nakakatuwa how
give it a try.
How people have adapted. Tapos ngayon, on Kumu, you can watch people talking, ang dami nila, tapos nakikipag-usap sila, and it just works. It just works.
Totoo.
We are living in the future. So,
yes.
You guys, if you want to check out Kumu and our Pinoy streamers, we have a link in our description. So, you can follow them, create an account, sign up, and we'll see you there. Yan. Yes. Ayan. Okay. So, now, I guess we can continue our final tips for networking as an extrovert and introvert. Ganyan. Ano pa, madam?
Okay.
May tips
ba? So, aside from listing, genuinely like like if you're meeting someone and if you're trying to network, genuinely listen to them and genuinely compliment them. Also, genuinely like to learn from them, as I mentioned kanina. Kasi doon kayo makakapag-establish ng quality relationships na hindi yung tipong, hi, hello, how's the weather, how are you, what's your name, what's your hobbies, blah, blah, blah. Dapat kung kaya, talaga, what do you call this? Parang get something unique sa conversation nyo. Like, for example, paano ba?
Like something personal.
What's your kwento? Yeah, what's your kwento behind your business story? Like, for example, with Morena the Label, how did you find out na yun na yung gusto mo? Ganun. Tapos, it also helps your brain, alam mo yun, ingrain the person in your brain. Ganun.
True.
Para mas ma-process ng utak mo yung kwento. Kasi mga tao kasi talaga, we love stories. So, kapag naaalala mo yung story na to, maa-associate mo siya kay Ayn Bernos or maa-associate mo siya kay Morena the Label. So, ayun.
Yeah.
Yun nga, ask questions.
I definitely agree. Yung genuine, yung being genuine, it's the number one thing. Kasi if you go into something, like if you go into a discussion, if you go into a meeting with the mindset na I want to know about this other person, then hindi ka magfo-focus sa sarili mo. Kasi if you're focused on yourself, then you're gonna be overly conscious na parang, oh no, ano kaya sasabihin nila about this, about that. Pero no, actually, if you're networking, if you're socializing, it doesn't have to be about you. It can be about the other person. So ask questions. So make them tell their stories. And if they want to ask about you, then do the same. Parang it doesn't have to be something na is really scary. Kasi at the end of the day, people also are, naturally thinking of themselves. So, what we think is such a big deal na parang, oh no, baka mapansin nila yung ganito ko, yung ganyan ko, or baka they think, most people don't really have time to think about that. So, instead of focusing on yourself and what they might say about you na negative, we can instead focus on, okay, how can I get to know this other person? Like, I want to know their story. What can I learn from them? And you do that by asking a lot of questions.
Totoo.
Yeah. Ang nakalimutan ko pala i-add kanina is smiling. Smiling is so underrated. As in,
actually,
do you smile, madam, pagka wala kang kausap? Or, I mean, pagka, like, in new conversations, may bago ka na-meet, do you smile?
Oo naman, sobra. Kasi, talaga parang ingrained siya sa akin kasi I'm a hotelier. So, alam mo yung, I also worked as a front desk agent, as a receptionist. So, as in face-to-face talaga, even if I'm having a bad day, I can go ahead and smile and make you feel welcome. Ganun.
Yes!
Talent ko yan.
Bet. Kasi if you're smiling, that's also a good way to get people to approach you. Yun naman yun. If ayaw mo naman na ikaw yung mag-first move, if you don't want people to, if you don't want to approach people, you can parang adjust how you look, like be more welcoming, like open stance instead of crossing your arms, open it up, instead of like, halimbawa nasa bar ka, instead of like facing the bar, face away from it, para naka-open ka sa crowd. And if people want to approach you, then you can do that. Pero kung ayaw mo naman, then you do the opposite, diba? So, ayun lang. I think for me, well, kasi as somebody who genuinely likes talking to new people, I try to be as open as possible so I can have that opportunity. Hi, namimiss ko na yung world na pwede tayong makipag-usap sa strangers.
Totoo. Yung napapractice ko yung networking skills ko. Kasi yun nga, it really pushes me as a person as well. Na parang feeling ko I'm on the edge of my introvertness na parang, kasi at the end of that, parang sa kabilang spectrum is, I get to know amazing people. I get to know amazing stories. Ayun. Kasi, totoo naman, masaya din talagang mag-meet ng ibang mga tao.
So good luck, you guys. I hope na you got something out of this conversation. You're an extrovert, an introvert, whatever.
Yeah.
It's always nice to be armed with tools. So hopefully this helps.